All right, Tanner. So you've hit your drive. So we're going to talk a little bit about the game management for the second shot and really setting yourself up for a comfortable layup. So really the first thing you want to do is kind of just assess all the different variables and the factors of the shot. So for instance, the lie, not too bad of a lie. It's sitting decent in the rough, so you should be able to get a pretty controlled club on it and a good strike. We have some helping wind, so it's going to maybe make the ball fly a little further. So our yardage we saw in the cart was 315. So with that in mind, you said your comfortable wedge yardage was around 120. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So we're looking to hit something about 195. So with that, all that in mind, downwind, decent lie. What club do you think would kind of put you in that range?
I'd probably say 5 iron would be the best.
Okay. So that's something to kind of in your rounds to go through is just kind of summarize all that and take all those factors into play and figure out, what club is going to be able to set you up for that third shot, to be most comfortable and to be in the fairway for that layup and, hopefully lower some scores by being in position to kind of attack the pin instead of being in a spot you're not comfortable with. So keep that in mind in your rounds, and it should help you out. All right, Tanner. So the first element of this on-course lesson that we're going to look at is kind of the mental approach and kind of the imagery behind a drive. So we're going to kind of walk through it together. So really, a key thing getting off the tee is obviously there's hazards in front of us. There's a pond to the right, but the best way to kind of block that out and kind of focus on the task at hand is to be really specific with your target and really pick something out in particular and just focus on that instead of the trouble that could be outside of the fairway. So I don't know if you'll agree with me. I think there's a dead tree kind of in the right center of the fairway out there that I think would do well for that target. So I think that would be a good specific target you could use. And then also another important part is kind of the imagery of kind of thinking about what kind of shot shape you're comfortable with and incorporating that with your target. So would you say a draw would kind of be your go-to driver shot a little bit?
Yeah, I'd say a draw is.
Okay, so that's exactly what we're going to do then. We're going to, we got that target, the dead tree, and then we're going to imagine the ball starting there and maybe drawing a few yards back to the center of the fairway, with that right to left ball flight. So just anytime you're on the tee, just really get specific and really be vivid and see the shot that you're trying to hit instead of just saying, oh, well, I hope I don't hit in the water or, somehow get me in the fairway. The more specific you can be and more positive you can be, the better the outcome of the shot's going to be. So that's something pre-shot that'll definitely help you on the course. All right, Tanner. So one of the aspects of short game shots in general, but the pitch shot as well in specific, that is very important is the imagery of it. A lot of times it's easy to get wrapped up in just focusing strictly on the hole and hitting the ball there. But really with your short game, what I'd recommend and what can help you a lot is using that imagery and really thinking about where exactly on the green you're trying to land the ball instead of just thinking about the hole by itself, So really get specific and in your head kind of whether it be just like a spot on the green or like a ball mark or something like that or a little dark colored spot. Really get specific and pick out a spot on that green where you're going to try and land the ball and have it release close to the hole. I think that's something that can help you, and just being specific like that, it really helps you focus in and really execute the shot. So that's something I would recommend for your pitch shot. Okay. All right, Tanner. So let's talk a little bit about the mental aspect of putting. You said that as far as short putts, you said obviously they give you a little trouble sometimes. What do you think?
Right.
Like, is there something wrong with your mindset, you think, that could be hurting you on those putts?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of the times I like to focus on not missing the putt instead of making it. So I'd really like to just get the right mental aspect on it, on just making the putt instead of being too scared to hit it.
Yeah, and that's a big thing, like being negative and scared of failure. That's always never really a good attitude or mindset to have, really in any part of your game, especially short putts, because it's putts that, I mean, you know you can make them, but those doubts in your head are going to be killer and causing you to miss some that you probably should, and it's going to cost you those valuable strokes during your round. So what I'd really recommend would probably just be keeping that positive mindset, that to have the confidence to know that you can make the putt, and really just focusing on your routine and treating it like any other putt, and just getting up there and confidently, brushing it in, instead of letting those doubts creep in and that fear of failure kind of get to you. So I think if you can focus on that, I think it'll really help your mental game as far as the short putts go.